Crosshair placement can single-handedly carry you to Immortal. And no, I'm not exaggerating. I believe that with good enough crosshair placement, you could literally fly through the ranks. Okay, stop rolling your eyes. I know you've heard this before, but I don't just mean place your crosshair at head level. There are so many more levels to crosshair placement than that. So today, I'm going to help you guys master crosshair placement in about 10 minutes. So let's get started. So something that people tend to forget when it comes to crosshair placement is that it isn't just about placing your crosshair at head level. The next step from that is where your crosshair needs to be pointed at. This hugely comes into play when entering onto a site. Let's say, for example, that you're playing a Sova and your team is slamming B. Your drone is too slow, so you just have to blast your arrow and run it in. Since you're the second person in, it's up to you to either trade out Raze or have your crosshair ready in a spot where she can get swung from. Ideally, if she's satcheling out to switch, then you should be looking at stairs. This is because it's up to Raze to clear everything out up until switch. If she's a good Raze, that means in midair, she should be checking lane, switch, and logs. Since you're second in line, it's up to you to make sure Raze doesn't get swung, but you also need to get ready to trade her. So let's say there ends up being a Reyna on lane. They kill Raze, but you kill Reyna. But then you get swung from stairs. It's now up to the third person in line to get that trade, and that person should have had their crosshair placed on stairs as you guys dealt with lane. This is how you break up strong crossfires that people create on sites. Or maybe you're the sentinel and you're the one staying in B main to hold space. You should hold the smokes for your team in case anyone tries to swing out of them. It's boring, it's not flashy, but doing this will save you so many rounds. How many times have you had somebody just drop out from market into logs and kill 3 of you in the back? You need to have somebody on the team to stop these brain dead plays. But this is also just a standard rule of running and execute. Depending on when you get onto site, your crosshair should be looking at a certain spot. Stuff like this is hard to recognize, but with enough practice and VOD review, anyone can do it. Now I know this isn't exactly what everyone thinks when someone mentions crosshair placement. This is a little more advanced video, but if you want to hear more about the basics or other advanced topics like these, you should check out our website. We cover a wide range of skills for a wide range of ranks. Plus, we give you your money back if you don't rank up while using our service. It's pretty much pay to win, so come check us out at SkillCapped. We'll be waiting. Next, let's talk about defaulting. This is another scenario where your crosshair position should change based on who you're playing and what you're doing. Let's say we're playing on Ascent and your team is in a 1-3-1 default. You're one of the 3 people in mid and you guys decide to smoke catwalk and work up market. In this situation, you're a Skye dogging your team past arches. After you use your Trailblazer, where should your crosshair be? Well, since you have 2 people walking up mid to market, someone needs to hold their catwalk for them so they don't get shot in the back. Yes, it is smoked off, but smokes aren't walls. Just because you smoke something off, it doesn't mean the enemy team can't go through it. When defaulting, it's always good that you have someone watching these smokes. Constantly, people think that they have timings, when in reality, they're just gambling by walking through a smoke. Now let's say you're Raze walking up mid following the Trailblazer. Your crosshair needs to be looking straight ahead, but still ready to trade off of her ability. Or maybe you're not following a drone up mid, but clearing it out instead. While Raze is clearing out every angle, the person behind her should be looking straight ahead at defender spawn or market, posted up on her swing. What I'm trying to say is that the place your crosshair needs to be will be different depending on what situation you're in and the agent that you're playing. Okay, so we talked about where your crosshair should be when you're executing, when you're defaulting, and now it's time to talk about lurking. This one, in my opinion, is the easiest. Lurking is a lot like clearing out a shopping list. All right, we got potatoes, milk, cereal, Twinkies, and Cheetos. It's like, okay, I cleared bricks, heaven, close left, close right, hell. Hey, they're not A, come A, start rotating. Or let's say you're lurking B on Ascent. I clear the entrance, these off angles, this cubby. I then peek market, defender spawn, stairs, then switch. Okay, I eliminated all possible angles. The only angle someone could be holding B from is lane. With this knowledge, you confidently swing lane, and then you get the kill. Now, if you skip any of these angles, you're running the risk of just dying to someone who's holding B main. It's important that your crosshair is in the right spot while exposing yourself to certain angles. If your crosshair is still defender spawn while showing yourself to stairs, you're going to die. But being conscious of what angles you're exposed to and when will allow you to isolate 1v1s and take favorable fights. The enemy who's holding main from lane is just holding. They probably fell asleep or aren't expecting you just to peek them. So you swinging them should usually be a free kill. Now in our other crosshair placement guides, we've talked about how you can practice holding at head level. Obviously, going in the range and playing death matches are great and all, but if you really want to put yourself in these situations, then you should force your way in there. I mean, for example, if you want to practice your lurking, lock a sentinel and go lurk. If you want to practice running it down and entering, then run it down on a duelist. My Radiant coach Snoopy used to tell me when I was a plat player that he would just literally run it down on breach. and just practice clearing his angles as he ran it down on a site. This was when the game was new, and Breach had 3 flashes. Snoopy wasn't familiar with the maps yet, so he literally ran it down over 100 times on Haven until he was comfortable with where his crosshair should be when entering. Now, I'm not saying you should run it down, but keep in mind that ranked is just a game, and should be an avenue in which you should try and improve. 2 other ways that Snoopy told me how to practice were by using the Defuse the Spike simulator in the range, and by playing in a custom game. In this simulator, you're able to put yourself in a game-like situation and focus on your gunplay. You're able to practice using angle advantage and not exposing yourself to multiple angles without clearing out the other ones. It also has multiple difficulties, so you could slowly ease yourself into these types of situations. Or in a custom game, I used to go around and pretend I was lurking, because I'm a sentinel main. I would clear out each angle one at a time. And if I didn't clear something correctly, I'd start over. Yes, don't get me wrong, this was very boring, but I'm telling you, it's really good practice. So if you want to improve your crosshair placement in certain situations, you should force yourself into said scenarios by doing so in ranked or those practice modes that I just mentioned. That's how you're going to get better. Now, once you've practiced and have refined your crosshair placement, it's time to start worrying about your surroundings. If you're a duelist or just entering for your team in general, you need to realize what your teammate's utility does when entering a site. Did Sova dart backside on A side Haven? Did it scan anyone? If no, then you should have your crosshair ready to kill someone in short, heaven, or a guy swinging spawn. If you waste your time to clear an angle that the dart already cleared, like close right, then you're giving the enemy a slight opportunity to swing you and get a free kill. Or maybe you're the second person running into sight behind your duelist. Did they forget to clear an angle? This is up to you to notice. Not clearing certain angles are small mistakes that can blow up rounds. This is especially true if the enemy tries to wait and kill more than one. The same thing goes for if you're playing with an initiator. Did Sky's Trailblazer not clear an angle? This is up for you to notice. Correct the mistake and clear the angle yourself. And if they did clear it, you shouldn't be clearing the angle again. There's just no point. That half second that you used to clear an already cleared angle could mean the difference between you killing that guy swinging you from backside. So, depending on the tools your team has and how they're using them to take sight, should affect your crosshair placement. Being this aware just requires playtime. The more you play the game, the better you'll get at recognizing these things. For our last tip, this one's a bit different, but it's about holding your crosshair depending on how elevated you are. For example, if you're playing on top of Boiler as Sova, your crosshair should be aimed back against this wall. Oftentimes, I see people holding at random angles, but this isn't the right way to hold this angle. The way that angle advantage works is that the farther away you are from an angle, you have more of the advantage. We have other guides talking about that, so you should check those out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Or if you're peeking A side on Haven from A long, you should hold your crosshair for hell instead of right up against this box. If they do peek from there, you could flick and wallbang them, but if they just swing right from behind the box, you will see them first, and you'll have to make the micro adjustment, but you'll also have the advantage. When playing at these various heights, you should try and keep in mind where your crosshair needs to be and play to that said angle advantage. The same thing goes for Fountain on Bind. Hold up against this fountain or that back wall, but if they scale up on the side that you can't see, you should reposition your crosshair accordingly. There are a lot of angles like these throughout every map, and knowing how to play them will get you free kills. Now, this is all just one of many in-depth guides that we have on our website, though. Also, if you want a chance at having your VOD reviewed, be sure to subscribe to our website at SkillCapped.com. We also have tons of Radiant Smurf commentaries where we have Radiant players walk you through exactly how to have the most impact possible in a bunch of different situations. It's also backed by a rank improvement guarantee. And the reason we do that is because we're just that confident that our service works. And if it doesn't work, then you shouldn't pay. So what are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose. Head on over to SkillCapped.com and get started on your way to that rank that you deserve. So hopefully you guys now have a better understanding on how you can master crosshair placement. Like I mentioned, this skill alone can carry you to a pretty high rank. So the faster you can refine these skills, the faster you start improving. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel down below. It really does help us out. And that's all for us. I'm Teets, and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.